Hello friends and welcome to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today we are going to talk about the newest game-changing character, and that is Jedi Training Rey. And today we have got all the information about her kit, what she looks like, and I'm going to go over essentially some combat strategies and different aspects of the game that you will be using this character when you unlock her, because guys, you are going to want to unlock her. This character is going to be game-changing. This character is going to be the newest meta once the more and more people will unlock her, because she is going to be that character that everyone wants. This is the character that will probably dominate this game for the next 4 to 6 months. She is the new CLS in my mind, and she is phenomenal. So there are some three major things about this character that you're going to want to know. Is one, she has 6 abilities. Of those 6 abilities, 3 of them are able to be Zeted. That is the second time that this has happened. She is very resilient against buffs. She is going to, so that's 2. She is going to be the key to the resistance being a part of PvP again, not just in the arena but also in territory wars. Now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and go through each and every one of these 6 super powerful abilities for this character. Basic attack, connected strikes, deals physical damage to target enemy. Damage is increased by 25% for each of the following. So if Rey has no debuffs, if Rey has any buffs, the target has no buffs, and the target has any debuffs. If all 4 of those conditions are present, Rey can hit for a 100% increase to damage. Now, if you couple that with BB-8, and we'll talk about this in a little bit with his special ability, Rey can hit for up to 24,000 just on a basic attack. Her first special ability, Defiant Slash, deals physical damage to target enemy and inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. This effect can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. Target other resistance ally and dispel all their debuffs, call them to assist, and grant them foresight for 2 turns. Now this will have a 5-turn cooldown. But what's interesting about this, if you have BB-8 maxed out, you target BB-8 as a resistant character. As he attacks out of turn, he will call in another resistance character to do some really severe damage. Now that's 3 powerful attackers doing some really powerful stuff. Her next special ability, Mind Trick, dispel all buffs on target enemy and inflict ability block, daze, offense down, and speed down for 2 turns. For each debuff inflicted, remove 10% turn meter, which can't be resisted. For each debuff resisted, remove 20% turn meter, which can't be resisted. For each active resistance ally, gain 15% turn meter. This attack cannot be evaded. Again, a 5-turn cooldown. This is one of those things that if someone's coming up, if they're about to go a Thrawn, a Nihilus, a character that you want to control their turn meter, they're about to do some serious damage, either stun for a long period of time or just completely remove a character from the match, this is one of those things that you are going to want to throw on that character. This is something that is going to help control the game. Now, I'm really curious to see what this looks like on a Rancor, or more specifically on the tank. How is this going to look on Phase 2, Phase 4, which is where the resistance teams really do the most damage? You're going to be able to control that match so much more effectively. Now, under Rey's leader ability, Inspirational Presence, which is an ability that can be Zeted, resistance allies have a 30% critical chance, plus 30% critical damage. When they score a critical hit, they have a 70% chance to inflict Expose for 2 turns. This effect can't be resisted. Resistance allies gain 10% turn meter when an enemy is exposed. Now, every single character, or most characters in a resistance squad, can throw on expose. Or even outside of this, there's a lot of characters who can use expose. Now, they wouldn't get the benefit of the turn meter, but still, any resistance character in that would. So still, this is a really great ability. Now, when this ability is zated, when resistance allies use any special ability, all exposed enemies lose 5% turn meter, which can't be resisted. If the resistance allies has no debuff, reduce their cooldowns by 1. Now that is really going to be a super powerful ability. That's going to be something that really makes you rethink using Finn in a leadership ability. Now, Finn's ability is a great ability. I've enjoyed it. It's been fantastic so far. This does not give you the 35% turn meter. It will give you less turn meter in the short run, but it'll also give the enemy less time to do turn meter as well, or less chances to gain turn meter as well. So I really think this is a good swap for Finn, and I'm really excited to see that, right? I don't know if this is the first Zeta that I'll throw on her. There are 2 others. Her first unique ability, Virtuous Protector, which does have a Zeta ability attached to it. Whenever or when another ally suffers a debuff, or when a resistance ally gains secret intel, which again is one of those things that you're really going to want to have BB-8 with Rey, right? So that's what, I mean, they're a team, they work together, they're effective. Rey gains 8% turn meter. When Rey suffers a debuff, she has a 40% chance to dispel all debuffs on her. So whenever Rey suffers any debuff, she has a 40% chance to resist or to debuff, to dispel all other debuffs on her. That is ridiculous. This is going to be a really hard thing to do, to hit her and to keep her debuff. Then her second unique ability, Insight, and again, this has a Zeta upgrade. At the start of each encounter, Rey gains Foresight until she evades. Rey recovers 5% health and 5% protection when she does evade. Now, at the end of Rey's turn, Rey will regain Foresight until she evades. But if Rey already has Foresight, she gains critical damage up until she is damaged. If Rey has critical damage up, she gains offense up until she is damaged. Now, there are definitely going to be some characters out there. My first thought is Thrawn. He is going to be one of those characters that you're going to want to eliminate right off the bat if you're ever going up against a Thrawn character in Arena. Others, the Protocol Droid, the Kamikaze ability, you're going to want to make sure that he doesn't get a chance to use that on Rey. Otherwise, going to be difficult to keep her alive, right? When it's an insta-kill. Same thing with Nihilus. You're going to want to take out Nihilus first, or you're going to want to use, an ability to slow Nihilus down before, so you can take him out timely. Now, in PvP, and what I'm really excited about this is, like I said, Rey is a tank, and she is a very powerful tank because she can control a lot. She can control turn meter. She can control... she grants people Foresight. She grants people ability buffs. She controls a lot of what's going on. She brings the first unpreventable and undispellable healing immunity. And in PvP, and I'm not just I'm not talking just about Arena. This is territory war defensive material. I think a Rey with Poe and Finn, and you throw, BB-8 and maybe one other as a territory war defensive team, you're going to be able to take out or defend a lot. Now imagine that team as a wall, 25 of them, and you have to go up against 25 of that team. You're going to send wave after wave after wave of offensive characters, or you're just going to lose. You're just going to be like, F it, I'm done. This is going to be one of those characters that people are going to hate to go up against in PvP. Now, PvE, I'm really excited to see what she looks like in the tank. Currently, a solid resistance team, gear 12 all the way across, Zetas all the way across, BB-8 is going to do some serious damage. But with Rey and BB-8 instead of Finn lead, oh my gosh, I'm really curious to see how this team will stand up against phase 1. I'm curious to see how effective it's going to be in phase 1, because right now, really phase 1, you need someone who can do the turn meter destruction. You need someone to be able to, on that 7th hit, remove all turn meter and all special abilities from Grievous. But with this character, she may be able to do that. She may be able to stop him from doing some real damage. I don't know if she'll be able to be the key to soloing, heroic tank. I still think we are a few key pieces away from that. But I do think that she is going to make it a lot easier to just put certain phases on auto and just deal massive amounts of damage. And, we're still waiting to see that, but I think that's what we're going to see. Now, also, I mean, and I've been thinking, if you can, because her leadership ability benefits any resistance team that can score multiple critical hits in the same turn, like the original Rey or R2-D2, you may have, Jedi Rey or Jedi Training Rey with old Rey, OG Rey. I don't know if she's old enough to be called an OG yet. But Scavenger Rey for sure, R2-D2, and then BB-8 on her side, and you throw on Poe to finalize it, and all of a sudden you're throwing on Expose over and over and over again, right? Because the critical hit concept, right? You're gonna have to change R2's abilities from probably speed to more of a critical chance up, but still, I mean, that's gonna be a very potent ability. She is going to be exceptional at providing turn meter and cooldown reductions to her team. It's not going to be as vast as Finn's was, but it's still going to be pretty consistent, and that's the nice thing. I really think that this is going to be a very powerful character, specifically when it comes to territory wars and the tank. I think a lot of characters who've struggled with the tank before, this is one of those characters that you're definitely going to want. Now, if you've been farming resistance, if you've been building them up, and I've been on my main account, I've been putting a lot of effort into resistance, and I was pulled away a little bit by the dark side territory battle, and I was like, hey, I need to make sure those guys are up. But I think I'm going to go back to making sure that my resistance gets gear 12, all the best mods, because when I unlock Rey, and you better believe that I'm going to, man, I am excited. I am stoked for this. Now, in addition, guys, Veteran Han, Veteran Chewie, you do need them. And they're solid characters. It's not like they're bad characters. They're solid. We are going to get 2 days of double drops for these characters, including the BB-8 event, which is coming back from the 8th to the 16th. Excited about that if you don't have BB-8. What I am most excited about, I mean, this is awesome. What I'm really stoked is they've been listening to us, guys. They have been hearing our pleas, and they're going to give us what's called a Mystic event. Now, this Mystic event is going to be really freaking cool. Now, it essentially says we're going to be able to replay these events, right? We're going to be able to replay legendary events like the BB-8 event, like the Thrawn event, for the actual gameplay, right? For the ability to really just enjoy it. Maybe, and they're going to be more challenging, they're going to be more difficult, which means probably better rewards. I don't know what the reward system will look like. Fingers crossed that it could be a Zeta. I don't know. We'll see. But what I will say is as the footage you've seen here in this video, the numbers, the things that you've seen are subject to change, but what's not subject to change, or what's likely not going to change, are these abilities. I think they are pretty set in stone, and I am very excited about them, guys. And I'm stoked to be one of the first to actually present you with this information. I'm stoked. I'm really excited about this. And again, like I said in my last video, if you haven't been farming resistance, you need to. They are a solid team. They're very valuable. They're very beneficial. And Rey, Jedi Training, fingers crossed, full-on Jedi, eventually is going to make that more powerful, more potent. This is going to be a great character for the game, and you are going to want to farm her if you only like the dark side, and you know who I'm talking to. I'm sorry. She is worth the farm, guys. Or guy. She is worth it. Put the time and effort into it, man, because this is a great character. This really, really is. But with that, guys, leave a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about this character, about this kit. Was there some section in the footage if you have questions? Now, keep in mind, this was just kind of gameplay footage that they provided us. Things in the footage may change. They may not be accurate, but it does give you an idea as to what to look for, what she's going to look like in motion, in action, and I am excited. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.